This is to show that is an evidential proof of what the Boko Harams, their power, their capacity, their ability, and their force. We can see here quite clearly the way and how arrogant their performances and their behaviors are, and how armed they are. You can as well see that these are mostly young boys of the ages of from 15 to going up. Even you can see that clearly. These are the people they are training, and this is what is going on right there in Nigeria. They have all forms of tanks. You can see real armored cars of all sorts. This is a fight against the Nigerian forces. We are looking here at how prepared, how ready these people are, and what to compare with what we are doing at this point. That is the essence of showing this video, and then we can go on with what we have, the package we have for you this evening, and how we think we are supposed to be moving forward and not exactly where we are. You can see what is happening here, the kind of tanks these people have. These are all Nigerian weaponaries, and how they are using them. You will wonder how they got them. This is what is happening in our land now as we speak. Every day, events like this are happening. Ambushes, look at the tanks, look at the kind of weaponaries these very Boko Haram men have. You can see how solidified they are and how ready they are. Then you come to be thinking about what are the Biafrans doing, and why are we talking and not trying to find the possible way to exempt ourselves from these people. These are no people to deal with. These are Nigerian armies now running away. You see that? That's the Nigerian army running away. Two of them. I wonder if they are not going to be caught. Look at shots are being fired. Watch that. On those rocks are shots. And these are the Boko Haram now. You see that? Look at them coming after them. Tell me that those guys are going to get away with it. You can see the heavy weaponaries that these people have acquired. They're in possession of very solidified weapons and armories. And this is a display of power and force. They are in full control and in charge of a particular union here. These these are now confiscated weapons from the Nigerian military who left it and flew. They flew away from the scene and leaving all these weaponaries for the Boko Haram now to lay their hands on. You see this? Sometimes you can as well see this as a deliberate act of weapon delivery. It could be also that it could be a deliberate act. Watch that. This is what they recovered from the very Nigerian military that left these arms and ran away. These are bazookas and whatever. These are all missiles, rockets. It is unfortunate that all this is going on and we are not fully ready to combat this in our own way, to find our way to make sure we separate with people who have this kind of ideology. Now these are the captured ones that are going to be killed in less than no minute. So brothers and sisters, that is what we are talking about and what we are supposed to be looking into. This is BVI International Europe. Nwachukwu Emmanuel here behind the mic. As always, we are live and we are right here on our station this evening, the 1st of October 2014. We have lots of things to think about, just like the video I showed, just like what is happening today in Nigeria as an independent day, the 54th year of that very independence, that very concussion, like they say it is, and it is. So we have a lot of things to be thinking about, what is really going on. And at the same time, we have to be thinking about what are we really doing on our own part. Where are we and where are we supposed to be and where are we moving to? That's supposed to be what is running in every Biafran man and woman's mind as at this moment. We should be thinking about what is going on the ground and how we are going to take ourselves out from that very rot that is becoming the very lively event every day in that very land, Nigeria. Nobody is happy about the goings. Nobody is happy about how things are being run. Nobody is happy to be associated as a Nigerian. But the fact remains that we are still that, and today is the 54th Independent Day of that very nation that we are being forced to be a part of. But we pray that today also, if God permits, will be the last independence we are going to hold as a nation with the very concussion. So this evening we try to look around because our basic concern is supposed to be about us. We have seen the readiness, all what the Boko Haram with their planning for years. Nobody knows when they started this, but we all know that it's been a very long time, very, very long time, even before the start of the Biafra, maybe. They have acquired a lot, they have organized, and they are now executing their own line of action. It's left for us now. We have not even, a lot of people are confused about the line of action we are to take. And then you have to think about the line of action before you get ready for the action. Although we are into some actions which others don't believe is worthy to be called action because of ignorance. We are into our own line of actions, and all we need to do now is to put more effort, more support, and come to be unified among ourselves, because that is the problem that makes us not recognize the actions that we have, and to follow them or pursue them and to see that they yield the fruits of why they are being laid out. We have wonderful actions, we have wonderful setup that we believe that if we follow up we are going to be successful. We are not going to, because these people are going mad, because they are carrying weapons, because they have been so sophisticated, equipped, start to have fear or start to run crazy too. But we also have to remind ourselves that because of their madness, we have to be ready also to defend ourselves. That is very, very certain. But at the same time, our own way out is different. It's not their own way. We are not going to pick up arms and start to fight like they are doing, because that is madness and that is senseless. There is always a reasonable, gentle, and very responsible way out to every solution. It is only when you don't find it, you start to dig your hands in those ones that you can lay your hand fastly on. And we all know it, that evil always shows up easily. So you have to take your time before you find the most responsible and very conducive planning. It takes time and it takes hard work. That is why we have to start, first of all, to unite ourselves before we can be able to plan on, and because we can able to do this hard work. It's a hard job, but it's a possible and doable job. Brothers and sisters, like you all know, in a very short time, a lot of things will be happening all around this very movement. There is a meeting set for the 24th, 25th, and 26th. And today also, although the date has not been officially set, but there is an agreement of a debate that everybody has so long wished that one day this could come and this will be made possible. We are glad that that very debate has been openly thrown and received by the two parties, the callers, and anyway, everybody has been calling for it. The RBL has been calling for this debate for a long time, and we are happy that officially they can receive and accept to have this debate on open air to clear the air for the Biafran men and women so that we can forge on. And this debate, we wish that it comes before the very meeting in Spain. We wish to have it, even if possible, next week or next 2 weeks, that the air will be a little bit satisfied and made a little bit clear before the day we go and lay down our plans, our purpose, and the way forward to this very struggle on the 24th, 25th, 26th in Barcelona. We are happy for all these efforts, and we know that we are going to succeed in what we are looking for in this planning. This is not a time. The only thing we are not doing right is the still going on of calling names and insulting the whole Biafran men and women with dirty languages, accepting the fact that Africans are monkeys, that Nigerians, Igbos, everybody, as long as you have a black skin, Ishoji, that you're a monkey. This insult is still going on every day with loud tone and very more substantial stigma attached to it. It is not good for us to be the tribe of people that will identify with also that name the white people calls us. They say from the beginning took us as slaves, called us monkeys, and now our fellow brother is the man who is there identifying the fact and at the same time approving this very name, that that is who he is and his people. We are calling on all sorts of words that will bring about shame to the people of Biafra, to the black race, and to the entire world to stop. There is no need, there is not the job for us to do. maybe because of one reason or the other, people are not contributing to your idea of trying to beg money to fight a war. There is nowhere in the history of the world where the money to be used to fight a war is being begged by people who you still call, and you know it is true, washing plates, doing all sorts of jobs here to survive in Europe. There is nowhere in the world, and nobody in the world will satisfy you that money being raised towards this means can fight any war, like you so say, come within a space of this time to a year or 2 years, if for a benefit of doubt. So if you don't get this money, there is no need to, because of that, belittle your fellow Africans, belittle yourself, belittle the black race. It is very, very sad that it will be our own brother who will wake up to be making all these kind of utterances on air that the whole world is listening to. We also apologize to the rest of the world, the people who are listening, to tell them that that is not who we are. We are sorry if you have been offended by the way of these preachings, by the way of the understanding and calling of names and generalizing all black people as monkeys and foolish people that don't have sense, that cannot reason, just because of the fact that the people he is leading are not reasoning. He identifies that, and then he attributes it to every other person simply because they also refused, to the ones who refused to donate, become stupid, become foolish. Because not everybody, you can see that if you have a laid down agenda to follow for something, and you wish, as you say, you are leading people, and you bring out an agenda and they are not following up to support that agenda, that means the people are not in follow, they are not in support of what you are doing. You can't force the people to follow an agenda they don't believe in. We say majority carries the vote. You have the 88 countries of the world and you are giving them command on what to do. Everybody knows it. The mathematics is simple. 10 euros every month from 88 countries that have a reasonable population of people. As you say, you have the whole Biafra. From 10 euros from each one of us who are living in the Western world, from the time you made this very declaration of this defense fund to this time, the population of Biafrans in 88 countries could have been given a reasonable sum of money that you don't need to, up to this time, keep insulting people because they are not responding. If they don't respond, it is a clear evidence of not being in support. And you should leave alone the people where they want to be. There's no need insulting people, insulting Africa people, insulting the black race with all forms of languages, unspeakable languages used against your own people, identifying the fact that exactly the black people are monkeys from a word and mouth of a black man. And most unfortunately, it comes to be our own very brother. That is why the BVI International is here to say we are sorry to anybody around the world who must have been offended by all these very arrogant words of coming out from the Arabia. There are messages of peace, love, of teaching. We are talking about how to free ourselves. If the people don't respond by way of war, by way of violence, then you have to think. You have to listen to what the people are saying. If they have every other means, every leader is bound to follow the will of the people. You cannot be forcing forcing them just to follow sheepishly, and when people don't, it results to insults. We listen, we hear all what is going on. And brothers and sisters, that is not the answer to the video we have just watched. The video we have just watched shows a very serious amount of seriousness coming from a side of people who have determined to carry up their own mission and operation, and it's working out for them. These people are dangerous, and these people are moving and they are approaching. These people might wish to have their own caliphate like they desire. That will also be good for us as long as they don't penetrate our territories. If they want to call it the end of the name Nigeria come 2015 by division of the rreew and the Oduduwa and then the Biafra, that would be marvelous. If any other part of Nigeria that wish to go on their own, it could be also possible. But what we are supposed to be doing now is to talk about our readiness, prepare ourselves to move ourselves from that very union. Today is the 54th independence anniversary of the Republic of Nigeria, which we are forcefully and pushed to be part of. And all our prayers today is supposed to be, let this be the last independence we are going to hold together. It could be possible if we really fight for it. There are all chances, there are all ways and every opportunity that is on our side. With a little push, we will make it possible. Brothers and sisters, this is BVI International Europe. Wachukwemana here for you. We are making open our lines as we always do. When we start this program, we open the lines after our own take of the day. That has been our take of the day, to remind you about the debate that has been announced, but though the date is not properly set at this moment, we will be working to get all the informations and the dates when they are available to you, because we wish to have this debate, because everybody have been calling on it for it. Even the director of the Radio Biafra has been calling on it, so there is no reason why it should not hold. He has been calling and calling and calling up to this time, till this very announcement or this very call was made today by our brother Chinedu Asu. So it is very, very important, and we are going to follow it up. And today, as you know, I might be having the doctor on the show. I got a message. He might be with us today. That is Dr. Egemba might be with us in the program in about 30 minutes from this very time, or even less. But all the same, we'll keep carrying on and talking about the happenings all around us and how it concerns us. This is BVI International Germany. Like I was saying, we have to make sure that this very long-awaited debate come to take effect, and we will be happy if we will take effect before the 24th, 25th meeting in Barcelona, so that we will be getting somewhere and a little bit closer to the answers of our problem before we go officially on that very to that very conference. Brothers and sisters, our lines are open. Our landline remains 0049 511 5391640, and the Skype is or are, because we have 2 Skype lines for you, BVI Germany, all in capital letters. If you call us there, you will get us and you will be through and you will be made open live. And also, if you call us through our Biafran C Skype name, identity, you also reach us. Our lines are open and we remain for you open and hopeful. BVI is your online platform where you are free to express yourself, where nobody will cut you off, where you are free to ask any questions, where you will be answered, not a situation where people pretend to do what they don't do. They pretend to be as brave as they are not. We have tested this strength and we have seen how far that strength is. We know it. We are not the people to be played around with it anymore. Brothers and sisters, before we continue, like we said, our lines are open. You can call in at any time. The doctor might be here with us in about 15 minutes to discuss issues, and at the same time too, I would like, if possible, to leave a recorded event of today. How in the afternoon when I was here, I made some recorded event about what happened, about the phone call, and Susie himself talking to him, playing the phone call, and the deniers and all other things, the write-ups online, and what people think and how people are thinking. So I think I have to play you that very recorded broadcast in the afternoon in case you missed it and you've not been opportuned to go to our website to get hold of it. No, I don't think it's this. It's not this. I will get that very... I want to get that very... Yes, afternoon broadcast to you so that you see what happened after the call. Okay, the doctor is calling. Let me take this call. Hello. Thank you very good evening.
Is this the right number or the BVI one? I don't know. I'm confused.
This is okay. Anyone you call, the Biafran C and the BVI, they are all available for usage. So okay. You are live and you are welcome to the program. This is BVI International. As you know, please, you introduce yourself for the sake of our audience.
Hello, listeners all over the world, fellow Biafrans. Good evening. This is Dr. Ekenba calling in from London. It's a pleasure to be with you today.
Thank you very much, our very able doctor there. Like you all know, today is a day, as always, we call every day a day of peace because we want to always have that very positive thinking. And today, as always, we are here again to give you all we can about the movement and what is going on. Today, like we know, is the 54th independence of Nigeria, and we are, for now, part of Nigeria, and we pray that this might be the last by the grace of God. That is what my own mind tells me. And I will be glad if there are most people who will always have their spirit and mind to support that it might come to be fulfilled. So, Doctor, you are highly welcomed to the program.
Thank you very much.
Today, we are talking about, I wanted to play before you come in, there was a broadcast today I made in the afternoon that I wanted to play. It was a conversation now between me and Chinedu Asuzu, because we understand he made a call to the RBL asking for an open debate. as the doctor, as the director himself of rreew has always wanted to clear the air once and for all, because he has declined to come to open calls. So the best way the Chinedu Azuzu did it was to call on his radio and ask for it, and I think he accepted it. It's now left to make up a date and how, and the people who will be involved. I don't know how you see this very proposal going on now, whether it's the best way for us to go about settling this problem before the meeting in Spain.
Quite honestly, you just took me unawares. I am not looking forward to any debate of such nature. If it is what BVI and rreew have agreed, then we'll have to make clear what issues that is going to be debated, because what and agree on the ethics, how it's going to be carried out. I am not and will never get myself involved on any personal issue, or instead of addressing facts, you address personal issues and making unfounded and obscene remark about individual or organization. We must accept, I repeat, we must accept the existence of all organizations for now, until such a time we will put things in place. Until such a time the struggle will be unified to the point, then we will agree to say, yes, this is the organization that will be speaking for the whole of the Biafran struggle. Any other one will be just by the side. But for now, this idea, all pro-Biafran groups should and must accept the existence of each other, and also accept the existence of the Council of Elders. There's it is not a wishful thinking someone can just wish away. It has come to stay. Anybody who don't accept or recognize the presence of or the existence of the Council of Elders, then it will be questioned the person's
integrity
as to the unity of the struggle. Let me put it, make it absolutely clear. I am not saying that the Council of Elders is perfect. I said it before, it is a work in progress, just like every other Biafran organization. And it is people like me, like you, like those running and supporting Radio Biafra, those running and supporting BVI, or pro-Biafran groups across the board. It is all of us collectively that will make the Council of Elders a formidable force it's supposed to be. Remember, it is a sort of constitutional setting. We have in the north the Sharia court. Then the 12 states, they came together, organized it, and all their people from that area, their elders, their politicians are supporting it, and it is going ahead. Now, if the people did not support it, it will not go ahead. So we have set up our own. It has been there for a while in the constitution. Now that the Sharia people have taken it and we want to take advantage of that and set up our own, then we have to respect it. Even if, as I said, and I repeat, and I will continue to say it, even if it is that the setup, it may not be perfect. It may not be perfect, because we all know how it came to existence in the first place. So with the time, we have to make it work and get the right caliber of people to infuse, to increase the number and get more input. More and more people are coming in. So time will come when we will suggest, if you know somebody who either in your community, in your state, in your local government, you feel that has got the integrity. We are not talking about millionaires. We are not talking about those who you know their name that has been those recycled politicians or businessmen or women. No, I have always said, and I continue to say, that in our respective communities, local governments, there are a lot of unsung heroes out there. Former headmasters, former community leaders, women organizations, community associations, village councils, and this, but because of their integrity, you know that in our community we don't value ideas, we don't value integrity, we don't value truth.
Yeah.
What we value is artificial, something that is artificial. We embrace it. If someone comes real, original, with their integrity intact, we will not value them because they don't have money, because they did not attend to meeting, they did not come with a jeep or in convoy. We will not appreciate them. And this is why we have been making mistakes, and we will continue to make mistakes. There are some elderly people, not too elderly, serving village headmasters, serving principals, serving leaders of women organizations, church leaders. From there, you select those who know what truth is, value truth, stands on the truth. Our place is bad, Nigeria is bad, but there are a lot of honest, good people out there, but because they don't have money, they don't command billions, they don't go in convoy, they don't kill, they don't lie, they don't destiny to make their money or to kill people in order to make money to make themselves relevant. Nobody recognizes them, but out there we have to fish them out and bring them in. These are the type of people we need to move Biafra forward. If we will be honest to ourselves.
Yeah. Okay, that is very good, Doctor. That is wise that we recognize the structures that we are trying to develop, because, like you said, the Islamic people, the Hausas, they have, it's an opportunity that came out. This is one thing that is confusing the people to understand. So many people ask who gave them the right. I don't know
the
who.
Constitution.
Yes. Okay. The Constitution gave that right. It's very, very.
Yes, it is there in the Constitution. I'm not a constitutional expert. I cannot refer you exactly, but if I check it, or if our barrister is listening, or whenever he comes, he will be able to shed light in that area. But it is a constitutional creation. It has been there for a long time. Just like every other, most other institutions in Nigeria that exist in theory,
yeah,
but not in practice.
Okay.
They exist in book, but nobody implements them. Everything that, why Nigeria is the way it is because people do not obey the law they make. You see, the laws are there. Everything that is required to make a society run smoothly, we have them. They exist, but nobody cares to implement them. With money, instead of you to do what you're supposed to do, render your service the way you're supposed to do, then someone will give you money, you do what you don't supposed to do against the law. That is why we are not making progress, and we will continue to make it will continue to be so until we learn to obey law. So Sharia has customary law, and this thing has been there in the Constitution, but no one has taken the opportunity to put it, to bring it into existence. Hence, it is better late than never.
Okay, that is very good clarification, because people say who appoint them. Is good for them to know that it's there in the Constitution, and this institution, as we build it now, and this is now recognized even by the Nigerian government, because it is there in the Constitution, and we apply it, and it's the same organization now that supports the, I think the Supreme Council of Elders now to say has been created as supported by the Nigerian Constitution. Then they gave the Believe human right the right now. So many people want to know why is it not these indigenous people of Biafra that took. I know you are not a lawyer, but maybe you have a little idea about this. That because these are questions that I get. Why is it now is a human rights organization that is taking a nation to court and not the nation himself, the nation to
Right.
be, so to
Now,
say.
you see, the term indigenous people of Biafra was coined in by Barisemeka in the process of preparing the case that is in court today. They said that who bring up this? It is the indigenous people of Biafra, those that were not consumed during the.
If I get you right, it was Barrister Emeka who brought out the name the indigenous people of
yes,
Biafra.
he coined it that the indigenous people of Biafra. If I am mistaken, I stand to be corrected. Barrister Emeka will clarify. The term becomes popular only after the case in court. Tell me, I want any of our listeners listening now, please, as I always say, I don't know everything. I stand to be corrected. If the term indigenous people of Biafra has been used prior to the case in court, can someone please call in to say, yes, it has existed, it has been used in this context, in this place, in this lecture, or whatever? Then I would then say, okay, that's fine, thank you for the correction, we move forward. But as far as we are concerned, the indigenous people of Biafra was started to be used widely after the case in court, because they said that this case was brought in by the indigenous people of Biafra, represented by Believe Human Rights Initiative. Have you seen it? Because Believe Human Rights Initiative, people don't understand. We continue to say it and repeat it. Yes. It is a legal personality. When Barisemeka come, they will clarify it further. It is a legal personality. A legal personality in law is somebody who can come and stand to represent himself or be represented in a representative capacity. So, Believe Human Rights Initiative is in court in representative capacity on behalf of the indigenous people of Biafra, authorized by the Council of Elders. Have you seen the connection? You see the connection between Believe, the indigenous people of Biafra, and the Council of Elders. So it is the case in court. That is why those who want to do away Believe and the case in court, they are making mistake. If only they will understand the basis of it, then they will
Onyeka, please turn off your listening device, please.
Turn what?
Turn a little lower your listening device. I think
it's not on at all.
Okay. Then, doctor, please, sorry, go on.
So that is what the clarification we need to make here. Those who are confused. Yes. Those who are confused, they need to get this right. Believe Human Rights Initiative, yes, is registered as a human rights organization advocating for the Biafran people.
Why should it? The question is, why should it be? That is, why should it be these people advocating and not the people? Have the people the right themselves directly to go to court?
Right. Now,
or not?
If the well, do you know what? I don't want to say what I don't know. Okay. But why Believe is there? Because it is a registered, constituted legal personality.
Okay.
So that they are the ones standing in court on behalf of the Biafran people. The Biafran people, they are a collective. You cannot bring the whole 51 or 50 million or 70 million or 30 million people to come and stand in court against Nigeria. Nigeria is a constituted authority recognized as a subject of international law. So it is standing there on that capacity. So Believe Human Rights Initiative is standing on that basis, on a representative capacity, representing the indigenous people of Biafra. Have you seen it? So in other words, it is the indigenous people of Biafra that is in court. But they are being represented by Believe, which just like you or any person listening now, you want to take somebody to court. Then you will engage the services of a lawyer to act on your behalf.
Okay, that
So
is
this is exactly what it is. The Human Rights Initiative, the indigenous people of Biafra is in court, but they are being represented by Bile Human Rights Initiative.
okay. That
So
that
the
is
see, I don't know which day Barasamega is will come in. I think he will be.
in
He
better
has the
position.
technical
Yes.
and legal expertise to throw more light. So if I make mistake, then he will correct it, and I will accept it
Okay. I think
because I'm not a lawyer.
the barrister are supposed to be here tomorrow. Then
Right.
we will talk about that. Then another thing I like to ask you about is the fact that so many people also want to know if they say is there any movement that has ever existed without somebody leading it as maybe if you don't call it a leader, maybe a spokesman for the people. So, if how are we going to do about it? We recognize the fact that the Supreme Council of Elders is the governing body, and they are there maybe for the last endorsement of any law or any action to be taken. But who is the spokesman who will be moving around in case there are places to represent countries or
Right.
places like that?
Okay. You see, this is before I said that the Council of Elders is a work in progress.
Yes.
Okay. Now, these are some of the things that are in place now. We are working out, and we have some logistical impediments, like which is mainly funding. Actually, obviously. Because of the fact that things have not started, there's no federal government budgeted federal government money coming to the indigenous to the customary court now. Quite
Yes.
honestly, I don't know how the Sharia is structured, how they are being financed, and there is none, to the best of my knowledge, any budget coming from the states. But with the time, we have, this is one of the reasons why from here, myself, Barasemeka, or some others, we need to go home. And remember that this is a new creation. It is something new. When you start something, there will be a lot of, when you are doing something that have not been done before, there will be a lot of trial and error.
Yeah.
If you try this, is not there, and there is no where you can look up to, like an example.
Example,
We
yeah.
cannot use Sharia because it's a different decision altogether. So
Yes.
there is no customary government that is in existence or that has existed. We can say, oh, look at those people. Look at this. This is how they did theirs. So this is why I have always said that the Council of Elders, the indigenous people of Biafra, it is a work in progress. And this is why the division, the misunderstanding are actually, that's the term I always prefer to use. The misunderstanding between us is causing us a lot, in the sense that instead of us to put our minds together to work this out, to say, try this, brother. Oh, what do you think? Then you bring your idea. This person will bring his idea. We put it together and get it to work. Instead, we are sort of fighting among ourselves, which shouldn't be. Now, what I think will happen is, already the Council of Elders, they have the deputy chairman, which is the Zekedife, is the most active, or more or less serve as their spokesperson. Although he doesn't go out as they're supposed to. And again, this thing we are saying that we don't have the spokesperson, or because there's no budget. And we are not getting the financing required to have the services, to engage the services of somebody. Even if the person will not be paid a salary per se, then the person's expenses will be covered. If the person is to travel from one state to another, the person, even if he has his own car, it has to be fueled, the driver has to be paid, or so on and so forth. If they have to go outside the country, they have to be paid for the accommodation and so on. These things will cost money. But for the fact that there's no pot of money where we can get this, to do all this is why it seems they don't have spokesperson. People don't come. The person traveling over the world, how is he supported? Is it not money contributed by the Biafran people with which he is traveling around to speak on behalf of the Biafran people.
Then that will bring us to that very aspect too of knowing that we are Biafrans, and that is another Biafran too. That is Biafra again doing this very something we are talking about in a very, I don't know how it will really augur fine when we are saying we don't have money to do this, and we also recognize the fact that this thing we are saying is being done as a one-man show from another angle, and what we wish to do to rectify this problem.
Well, it is again, this is where at the right time, the question will be when will be the right time, which I cannot give authoritative answer. But the right time, but the starting point of finding the right answer will be the move that is being taken now. The meeting in Spain that is going to happen at the last weekend of this month. So that will be the first
step forward.
One of the first of many such meetings that will happen, after which an agreement will be reached. You know that when you want to come up with a new agreement or a new set of law or rules or whatever, then you have to put it together, draft it, debate it, present it, then people will approve it, everybody will be happy, or majority of people will be happy with it, then we move on. So time will come, but it is still important it is still important that even you, what you are doing in the name of Biafra now, even if you are doing it with your own money, with your own time, it is important that you keep note, you keep account of what you are doing. Then, when the time comes, if you want to be reimbursed, you say, my people, this is what I did in your name. At my own, I want to be refunded. This is my expenses list. This is the proof of what I have done in your name. I want it back. Yes, thank you. I say, thank you. So we said, no, I don't want it back. That is my contribution to the struggle of my people. Fair enough. But it is important that everybody keep account of the activity. This question of when someone asks about account, give account. Our people like account. You need to. This is why we are Igbo people. When you are doing something for the community, if your community send you on an errand, you come and report to Obodo, say one now, that is account now.
Yeah.
So what is wrong? And say, come and tell me what you have done in my name. What is wrong with that? Why will it be a problem?
Not only is it a problem.
Why will Oneka or Egemba or Azuz or someone, anybody else will object or castigate or make it as if it is a criminal offense for asking? So come and tell me what you are doing in my name.
Yes.
That is what I don't understand.
Yes. I don't know. It's not only a problem,
so
it's a taboo.
Anybody who said that it is wrong for you, listen, every time it seems it will be a repetition, we will continue to repeat it until it sinks.
Yes.
Right? Yeah. Now, Igbo people, we are different. Anybody trying to compare us with any other disease, the person is a fool. Hey, have we had one before? Why will we have one now? This is what people don't understand. Okay, but we have existed for more than 5,000 years before the advent of the white man. Were we killing ourselves?
No.
Were we eating ourselves?
No.
Did anybody take their brother's property for nothing? If it does, then there will still be how there will be always be a remedy. We have our own ecosystem. You know, as we have always said it in Radio Biafra before. Even it is the Igbo people that started trial by jury. What is trial by jury?
Yes.
Yeah. So we have this, what we have been doing, and they have been going for us, going well for us up till the start and the end of the Civil War. The problem we are facing today is we started. If there's anybody who knows better, if you ask me as an individual, I will say that this problem started after the war. After independence, and it increased during the war, and it got worse after because of the way the war was prosecuted and ended. When it ended, our people became like sheep without shepherd. To know how to know some people even went back to the people who killed the people. For one, you still went back to that to the same people, which is wrong. But they have to go because they didn't have any other option. Our money was seized. We are giving only £20. People have to make end meet by all means. So we have to put head where we don't even supposed to. Then things started to go wrong from there. Then the period of military rule and all the way Nigeria turned out to be today, the survival of the fittest. That's why we are in this mess we are today. So if we are to trace back our step before the Civil War, before 1960s, before independence, how were we living? We still have our elders that are 80 years, 90 years. Even we get people who are 100 years today. But unfortunately, no one is taking it as a responsibility, as a project to gather oral history. Time will come, we will not have people who will do this history for us. So now, even though the veterans of the Biafran War, we still have all of them. We need oral history that will be documented. Audio documentation of all this is, and the video documentation of all this for our future. Our future children, our children, when this war will become a classical historical project. You see, you remember that, knowing you very well that the Biafran War has not been studied.
Yes. Yes.
Igbo Nigerian history is incomplete because Igbo history, Nigerian history between 1960, between 1967 during the war and up to the present, there is a lot of gap.
Yes.
That need to be filled.
Okay.
Who will fill them is me and you, those listening, and we have to do something. So, the people listening, it is important that we ask the right question. If you ask question, you don't get answer, you continue to ask. Sometime, someday, you will get answer, and the truth will emerge. So, wherever you are, whether you are a coordinator, whether you are representing Biafra in any capacity, or your community in any capacity, be prepared to give account when the time comes. You never can tell. Sometime, somehow, someday, you will be called to say, Ma'am, and you have to give the account. Thank you very much.
Thank you, because that is a very important point, because this is one of the points that is tearing the whole thing apart. It is like a no-go area. Where
it cannot be. It cannot be.
And
that is why what makes us, if you are not prepared to say, then you are not fit to lead Igbo people.
Yes.
Under any capacity.
Yes, that's what people should put in their heads, and what people should know. It is very important. And it should not be nothing that there is no way you can succeed even in a private business, how much more in a running of a large number of people without accountability. And it should not be, and I don't know the reason why it should be a thing of a no-go area that becomes a taboo. And the only thing you get as your answer will be bundles of insult, bundles of blames, and it is unbelievable how that is the tone that we respond
it is not going to be like that forever.
Yes. So we pray and we still believe that everything we are going to sort it out. Onyeka, you are there, and our brother from Biafra land, Chinedu, I think you are there too. If you are hearing me, you can please introduce yourself to our audience before you add up anything you have for this very evening.
I so much appreciate the presence of Dr. Egemba. And most of the thing he said here is what I knew already, because I remember in the court, we don't Bilie that doesn't represent the Biafran people as Bilie. They represented us in court as an indigenous people. It is an indigenous people that is suing the government. It is not Bilie. Yeah. I remember that time. I remember that thing caused problem at court at a certain time, that they have to go back. and then refile the case. Because I remember when these cases are going on, Nnamdi Kanu personally was the person who used to give us update on what is happening in the court. And he even used to worship Emeka Adolf. He said called him all sorts of names as a great attorney representing the indigenous people, the people of Biafra. And also remember that before this thing comes up, let me tell you the truth. That's why I'm telling you guys, I just left rreew just 3 months ago.
Sorry, I don't even know who is. You didn't introduce yourself properly. Can you tell me? I didn't hear what your name is, please.
It's your very good friend, anyway. The one that always disturb you wherever you are.
Please,
my good friend, you know, get name.
Introduce yourself.
It's Onyeka. My name's Onyeka Abaslim.
Oh, okay. Sorry, my brother. Okay, I don't know. You are outside. I can even see you. Okay. Go ahead.
And then I am from Aba, ABBA, Njikoko local government area.
Thank you very much.
Okay. It's also good. I do make people know who I am, you know. That's the protocol.
Yeah.
So thank you very much for reminding me that. In as much as I'm saying what I'm saying, I say that I was there when all these things started. That's why I am happy. I don't need someone to tell me the story. Only that at a certain stage, like most of these people you see are behaving today, we keep following in Nnamdi Kanu because he is bringing us together, and then at the same time he has the ego. But when at the time I break up with him, whereas anytime I talk about unifying us back again, because I know the problem started from him. Whenever I brought out the issue of bringing us back, he said no. He said over his dead body. That's when I know there is skeleton in his cupboard. He has a plan.
Can you imagine?
Yes, he has a plan because I didn't see the reason why we Biafrans can unite. You understand what I'm saying? I was with him. So, I supported Nnamdi Kanu. I supported everybody. Uchemefor was my very good friend. I talk with him almost all the time. Kalumonde, the same thing. Kalumonde is that even at times I'll ask him to call me if he need anything. All these things are things we do because we want Biafra. But at a certain stage, I started noticing that something seriously is wrong somewhere. You understand what I'm saying? Anytime you talk about unity, anytime you talk about reconciliation, that is the last word that is in Nnamdi Kanu dictionary.
Yeah.
He never understand that word. He hates to hear that word. So, in as much as I'm an ardent supporter of the crew, if I may use this word, I am not a fool. I do stuff with my brain. I'm not essential with those people you see over there. I'm a graduate. You understand what I'm saying? And I'm not that ravaging I'm not that poor that I can't even use my brain again. So even Kalumonde, he started being. That's why when you see me attack Kalumonde, people will start asking me why. Because Kalumonde, I see it that he is dancing to the tune of his playmaster. These people don't want to hear anything about unity, coming together again, bringing Biafrans together. Whenever you talk about it, that is when the term APC Rochas come on board. The time he has locked up his mind and tried to ravage the brain of people, brainwash them so that they will hate anything about the BHRI and then others. You understand what I'm saying? Okay, even to the extent that he wants all the Biafra group to come under Radio Biafra London. He talk about BZM. Scatter.
My dear, what you said is correct. You see, why at times I don't want to tap into it in details is it's going to foment a little bit more problem. Why I left it in the sense that our people always say that, you know, pregnancy, you cannot hide it forever. You see? So at the right time it will emerge. Whether you are against it or not, sometime the pregnancy will show. and people will know that a woman is pregnant. So,
Doctor, that is why I'm asking, because today, like Chinedu, I think he's on the broker on the other line now. Like today, he made.
Listeners, is this live broadcast? Is people phoning in at all? What's happening? Is not people phoning in. That was my impression I was giving. That people will be phoning. I don't know if people are listening, but they are not phoning in or what.
Yeah, people are listening. I can see people who are on board anytime I'm online. Chinedu is online too, the other way. But people are listening. Okay. They want to get information before they can phone in. It depends on them. You know, people to react somehow. People like when it is controversial, they react. When it is educative, they sit down and listen sometimes and absorb it. Then the next day they can come up to ask questions. I don't know.
Okay.
Like
do you know what I will say? Because as I don't know if you received the message I will send to you. I will be leaving shortly because something unexpected cropped up.
Yeah.
But what I will do is that whichever means people ask questions, whether it's online, whether it's through Facebook or through the Skype or any direct, we make out the list of the questions. When I come next week, on Wednesday, hopefully I will not, what's cropped up today will not. Yeah. Then I will stay a little bit longer. And in between as well, tomorrow, any other day, if I am available, I will make myself available. Then I will tune in, and whatever question they have, we will go through it. It is important that people are informed. This information, like Onyeka said before, for you to kill a dog, you have to give it a bad name. Now, so people will come when it will, they will be fed so much lies and misinformation that they themselves will start to ask questions. And some of them are beginning to ask questions. Then they'll find, like Onyeka said, that he used to be, and they come out. And so also many people, when at a time when the lies, you will be questioning, why is it so? You know, APC. I am waiting the time when somebody born of a woman will mention my name and associate me with APC. Then I will know whether
Doctor, that is what I wanted to tell you about, because of this very call and this very. Now you are talking about this, and the director himself of Radio Biafra has been calling for, say, let somebody come and debate me, let them come and talk about this, that he calls so many names, involves so many people. When he talk about the Belia human rights and their organization, you are indirectly or directly mentioned. And now there is a setup for this meeting, for this very confrontation that this guy have been calling for. And if you watch the line, his people have been saying, why don't they come and debate him, why they don't come. Today Chinedu have made that call, and I think it's accepted. That is why we are still talking with you now. How do you see about starting from there to build up this reconciliation before we get to that meeting in Spain? Because we want this very debate to happen on an open platform where his own radio with this one will be matched together and carry it live at the same time, so that people, because his people too, a lot of them are confused. They really want the debate. Today on Facebook, it has been the heat of the topic that, yes, we have finally come to that point. So how do you support it, and how will you want to participate in it? I think Chinedu himself is on the line.
Right. But obviously, I think debating, as I said, of course, I will be. If it is to clarify who is who participated, remember, you can only give what you have. You can only say what you know. Listen, I am those who knows me that what I don't know very well, I don't talk about. Okay,
yeah.
What I don't know very well, I will not talk about. Even during debate, if you ask me a question I don't know, I am not the type that will cook up or just blab myself through. No, if you ask me what I know, I will say it the way I know, and put full stop.
Yeah,
if I say you ask me what I don't know, I don't know.
Yeah, okay. If you, that is the only thing that you be prepared, because they might be calling you up that day to say Dr. Ibrahim did this and did this, so that you'll be able to stay on that day to talk to the Biafran people, to clear your name anywhere it has been damaged, or to rectify problems.
That's fine.
issues that you
That's
know.
fine.
That's it.
Anybody associating myself with any this, I'm quite sure that the person will have their facts. You see, my brother, what myself and many other people involved are trying to avoid is somebody can be so angered, and in order to clear their name and retain their good name, they may want to start litigation. You say, hey, this is okay, you come and to a competent law of God, bring out your facts and they will prove. Then in that process, then people say, oh, why are you taking each other to court? Why is this? They will forget that you are doing it to clear your name. Yeah. So I'm quite sure anybody who says, I'm not a saint, but before you accuse me of one sin, he will, like the woman in the Bible that was brought to Christ. They said that this woman was caught. They said what the woman did. Yes, but if in order to score cheap political popularity and point, you want to soil people's name, it is not proper now in the name of Biafra, because all this thing we are doing is a voluntary decision. But I cannot volunteer, and in the process I will soil my name. I've got a name to protect.
Thank you.
I am not going to soil it for anybody.
Thank you very much. So, Chinedu, are you there online, please? Chinedu,
I am online.
Yeah, thank you very much. Do you have anything to add to what you are hearing on or what we are saying tonight? You introduce yourself.
And while I take my leave, I will join you another day, okay?
Okay, now the doctor is leaving. He has tried to make some clarifications here and expecting, like you heard, any questions should be written down by text or asked to me, or wait for the next appearance of the doctor, and he will be always there available to clear the air as much as he can. Like he promised, he only say what he knows. What he don't know, he's tell you he don't. Doctor, you are very much welcome to the program tonight, and we say bye-bye for now.
Thank you very much.
So now, brothers and sisters, we are back again, and we are here. Our brother Chinedu Asuzu is on the other side. So you make your own introduction for the benefit of our listeners before we carry on, please.
Yeah, my name is Asuzu Chinedu. And I wanted to add one or two things with what the President has been saying, and probably talk with the President, but quite unfortunate that before I speak, the last guy is anyway. And the chiefs are down, and I really want to say anything extra, because a lot of things have been said. Since morning I've been talking from one end, from one picture to post. People have been calling in from all angles. And a lot of clarification is being made. I thank God for the platform of Biafra Voice International on both ends. Through all the light, but the eye carries the light of the rising sun. And anywhere it comes, every form of darkness have no alternative than to be dispelled, than to be exploded, than to be deported into the pit, bottomless pit. So there is no gainsaying, or there is no much time to be spent on making emphasis. What has been said has been said. What is needed to be done is being done. And the one thing that we are very sure of is that Biafra people must be free. If you have not learned anything, or you have not gotten anything so far from all the Biafran activism, just know that Biafra freedom is coming to us. What we are agitating for is for us to be able to put our house in order, so that we wouldn't end up worse than Nigeria itself. That is what I can say for now. And I would like to announce it to Biafra people all over the world, especially some of us that are adding themselves on our community, on our online community, that's the indigenous people of Biafra. I am finding something very challenging, and it's very shameful. I want to bring it on here now, and that it will have been one of our discussions today, as we are supposed to be discussing our origin, our celebrating who we are. And unfortunately, today happened to be Wednesday where we discuss about our real culture, our value, our name, our language, everything about us. And today Nigeria is celebrating her independence. And I have been asking the question, what is Nigeria celebrating as our independence? And it is total ignorance for somebody to be celebrating Nigeria, because Nigeria is a product of colonization, and colonization was given birth out of enslavement of a nation. That is what colonization simply represents. And if that is the case, every Nigerian carrying the shoulder of Nigeria is a slave, especially when we carry our passport. In fact, it's a shame for me to be carrying my passport about, because it's an identity of slavery. It's an identity of colonization. But the baffles me that when people want to add themselves on our platform, you see very ridiculous names that I have to go and do a background check on the person to confirm actually through this person is a Biafran. You see funny names. For music, Johnson Smith, Jennifer Matilda, a lot of funny names. And you go to the bazaar and find out that the person is from Ukulu, or the person is from Abakaliki, or the person is from Ohio, or the person is from Mbise. You'll be so surprised. What is the connection between this name and where you come from? Nothing. That is what colonization and slavery and Nigeria is celebrating. And God forbid me to be bearing as slavery. So that's all I can say for now till when we are going to discuss it too.
Hello, we can't get you clearly anymore. I don't know if you're still there. Hello, Chinedu Asuzu, are you there, please? I don't think he can hear us, but we can hear the rush coming from his own side. Our brother Onyeka, are you there? You have anything to add to what we are saying before we see if we get Chinedu back?
No, I'm just listening to him. Well, actually, there was a question I was like trying to ask.
Please, can you please raise up your voice a little bit? We can't get you so clearly.
Yeah, I said there was a. There's a question I was like trying to ask Egemba, but he left. So I think just next time, as he's not available now.
Yeah, okay. Okay then, brothers and sisters. So we are still on and we are live, and we are coming exactly to the end. We are coming nearly to the end anyway, if I should say, because we have to say one or two things before we come to the end of this very broadcast, but I don't think we have up to another 15 minutes. So this might be just opening and closing remarks to go on this for this very evening before we close. Like you all know, the debate has been announced but not confirmed, but we believe that it's going to hold. Debate between the people, all the people who knows about the beginning and up to the time of division in this our very movement. The Biafra movement is at its very difficult time, and we are making all possible efforts to make sure that we bring it back to order. But we know where our problems are. Anybody who says he doesn't know what is happening is a blind or a deaf man. Every day up to this day, there is insult and the disgrace of the black race in which we are among going on by our brother, it is unfortunate that is our own son that will go around disgracing and accepting the insult given to the black people by the white people, calling us monkeys, using all sorts of dirty names to qualify a black man, just simply because, like Dr. Egemba said, trying to score some cheap political points to his name, and also to make money and to create this deceit and division amongst our fellow Biafrans. It's unfortunate, very, very unfortunate, that our brother has just confided himself to abuses and prove to be the most educated man even in Africa, even to say in the whole world. He is to educate even every man. He educates the President of the United States, he educates the lecturers of all universities, he educates the archaeologists in their own field, he educates the barristers in their own field. I don't know what he studies that gives him the right to educate people in all these aspects, just simply because he's looking for Biafra. And at the same time, his method of educating these people is by insulting them, by reducing their personality to rot, to dust. The gods is too much, but I think is a god of a foolish man who has been blinded by the forces of evil. A man who supposed to be qualified, as he sometimes qualifies people and call them dead men walking. This man is selling himself, selling his freedom, selling his security for the love of what I don't know. You can't wake up and insult the whole men and women of Biafra, the whole men and women of Africa, and the whole entire black race. You can't be the most religious man on earth, the most educated man on earth, and the most and the wisest man on earth, simply because you are looking for Biafra. Biafra is no qualification for you to be the best in everything. And the only method, if you can be the best in everything and be able to relate this knowledge in the most appropriate way to people, the most humble and respectful manner, if you can relate this to your knowledge, you know, that could have been wonderful. But the atmosphere is getting stinky because of our brother, and we apologize to every member of this very world, the entire universe, in whichever way this our brother have offended you by his way of ignorance, which he terms to be intelligence or wisdom. So brothers and sisters, like you heard it, Dr. Egemba will be here every Wednesday, like he is today, to answer any questions. It is important you know that, so you wait for him to know what he knows about the mission, about our very movement. He's promised to tell us or to share with us all he knows the way he knows them. So you'll be here every Wednesday to share that very knowledge. And the doctor will be here, Dr. Emeka Adolf will always be here every Friday like he promised. That will be after tomorrow. He will be here to give us some legal ideas and knowledge about what we are supposed to know, and some other informations because he is one of the founding fathers and foundation of this very movement. So he must know many more other things that we will wish to know and you will wish to know. So you will be here every Friday to ask any question as regards to legal aspect and every other aspect of the struggle as one of the foundations he is. We will be making all these people available every time according to our timetable to be able to educate the Biafran men and women while we still keep announcing the meeting of unification in Spain and at the same time building up the very data of information as they come up as regards to the very debates between the officials, the governing bodies, the leaders of the RBL and the rreew Human Rights Initiative, which our brother has successfully today lobbied the RBL that has been trying in so many ways to deviate from encountering any challenges from any group of people. They have tried to always escape it by so many reasons, but today we have them on the tail. There will be no reason whatsoever, not for reason what I say that will make him say he is not longer going to succumb or attend to that very televised and audio broadcast we wish to have to make these clarifications. He can no longer tell us that they are not coming to the meeting in Spain because they are Ogboni people. They will Ogboni all of them to become foolish. Let him not tell us that we can use that people can through the wires, cables of technology today to hurt his ear. So that is why he will not attend to that very call anymore. We are happy that there's no way he can get out of this. He must have to attend to that very debate because he have been calling for it and he have today approved that he's going to do it. So we are going to draw out all formalities, all the whole formulas on how it is going to be held, the rules, the regulations. We pass it to them. They are going to certify it, and then we will publish the date of the debate and wish that the whole world will listen to what really went wrong on our struggle. There is nobody who can run away from it again. We have tried our best to make people go back to their homes, to relax, to wait for this very time. Let us try as much as possible to see that we bring back our people from being among this very zombie movement. Like I said, that is what I regard them to be because that is what I see happening. From their very boss to the very little or the smallest among them, they all are moving sheepishly. And we wish to bring back our people to the light and the truth so that they can be able to do any job and have their merit according to what you do. The Biafran men and women and the Biafran history will remember you if you do all the jobs you are doing in a very wrong direction on the very right direction. And you will be blessed and your name will live forever on the good book of the actualization of Biafra as part of your history, as part of our history, as part of the history of the world. That's what we pray, that's what we seek, that is our only goal, that is our only intention, joining the struggle that our name will be written on that very book of history to be identified as one of the good Biafrans who fought tooth and nail in the way they can to bring about and support the actualization of Biafra. That is my quest, that is my intention of joining and being here every day to speak with you, to make sure that I bring you the best of to my knowledge, with informations I get from people that matters in the struggle, that I relate it to you in the most appropriate and the most responsible and the reasonable, respectable way I can. It is my devotion to do this, and it's my pleasure to continue to be your broadcaster to whenever you pleases. Nwachukwu Emmanuel, we are signing off for this very evening, and we hope that you also be here for us and with us tomorrow for another edition of our very evening broadcast, a place where we try to clear the air in any way we want. This time is not a time to beg anymore or even add that please anymore to our language when it comes to talking with our brother sister network station rreew. This time we only, because we understand that they don't understand. So when you understand that somebody doesn't understand, you talk to him or them in a way they really have to understand. The only word they know is the word of force. We don't believe in physical combat, but if it warrants shouting on their heads, we are going to do that. So BVI International is here as always to always bring you the facts the way we get them. We are signing off tonight and wish you'll be here tomorrow. When I sign off now, you are going to be able to run this very broadcast again and watch it again for those people who are just waking up, the people who are just coming into the program who would like to start it again from the beginning, and the people who would like to do it again. So we do it as always. I remain your servant and your son, Nwachukwu Emmanuel, signing off for this very today's broadcast. May the Lord Almighty be with you in all you do, in all the days of your life. Amen. Bye-bye.